Hello. Right, if I don't start recording it now, I'm probably not gonna. I'm probably just gonna end up putting it off for several more days. So we should probably actually start patch 7.1. So 7.1 I can do pretty much any point. That's why I'm able to start it at 12:29 AM. Patch 7.2 I won't be able to do any, but just like any time, because it's going to require me to queue for things, and well, I'll say things, it's going to require me to queue for a thing. 7.3 is entirely stuff I can do by myself as well, so 1 or 3 I can do at any time. 2 I can't. It's unfortunate, but oh well. Right. As always, been able to relax lately? I've been relaxing a lot. Wonderful. As busy as you've been, with the right of succession, among other things, you deserve opportunity to experience Tuliolal at a more leisurely pace. Something the tacos at Zbraliev. I don't remember how that exactly was pronounced, I just remember that was a Z sound. Is one such way to do so. They make the traditional way with and laden with fillings. They're absolutely sublime. If you have an empty stomach, the owner, Brook Ivu, will look after you. Okie dokie. I'm guessing these will be the ones that we didn't get to experience earlier because they got knocked out of Lachlan's hands. Well, if it isn't Sammy, alone today, are you? Yeah. I see. With a hankering for tacos, they're on their house. Considering everything, considerate thanks for everything you've done for Tuliolo. Go ahead and find the table. Bring your meal as soon as it's ready. Ooh, thanks, mate. What is that? Uncouth custom. Oh, that's that's my DPS quest line. Ooh. You'll love tacos, I hope. Wait so many when you turned 5, you could barely move afterwards. Remember that? Huh? No, not really. That was 30 years ago for me. Right. Sorry. This is still strange for me too. The other day you were a little boy clinging to your mother's skirt as you set off for Yaslani. Now you're a grown man with a face full of hair. Even so, I knew you were my son in the instant I saw you. Still family and you can always rely on me. Flying. That's like the only thing I'm doing right now. On you and everyone else. I haven't started a fire without assistance at my new job. Back in Alexandria we had electro. If I needed fire, all I had to do was press a button. Everything was at our fingertips. But here, helpless. A culinarian who can't even light the stove. Whoever's in the kitchen stared at me. Gods, I felt so embarrassed. I'm sorry to hear that. I've been told the tales, but it seems life really is different within the dome. My wife and children. I was thinking I'd have them join me once things had settled, but at this rate. I say send for them. If they have family, then they're mine too. I'll do whatever's necessary to make it work. I didn't mean to overhear, but seems you're having trouble readjusting to life in Tuliolo. Vowel Clement? With folks like yourself, we've established a support group with a wing of reflection. There you can learn skills you'd need to live outside the dome. It isn't easy being back, I know, but I'm hopeful that they can make things easier. looks exactly what I need. I'll definitely seek this group out and bring my family with me. Thank you. Look at us. I was about to go and find you. You don't mind the company, I hope? I could just buy a tweet myself. Yes, I do mind the company. Oh, the tacos here never disappoint. Oh, what have you been up to lately? Definitely haven't been doing that one. I think I summoned the alpaca the first time I got it, and then it's just sat in the tab. Did a little bit of that. Did a little bit of that. I'll just say catching up on sleep. Given everything we've been through, I don't blame you. But once you've had your fill, I'm sure you'll be itching to get back into the thick of things. As for myself, I've been kept busy with duties at the palace. But whenever I find a moment, I like to walk the streets and talk to the people. That way, I can better understand the problems they have. Share with Kona and to figure out solutions. I was on one such walk just now, as I mentioned. Hope to find you. But I have something to discuss with you, as Dawn servants. You have time to come to the palace? Yeah, I suppose so. Wow, we inhaled those, I didn't even realize, didn't even notice we'd even started. Great. I'll go on ahead. Please come and join us once you've finished here. I already have. Our plate's empty. Right. Perhaps if you go around the stairs. You'll be able to just zoop up there. So I've actually yet to sort the second set of the second set of raids and the first set of alliance raids. I believe that may be the regular raids. I don't think I picked up the quest for the second set of Arcadian ones. Master Sammy, it's always an honour. Though Kona has stepped away to attend to a pressing matter, they should join you before long. Yeah, we'll head to the Sun Perch, why not? I think it was called the Sun Perch. Ooh, please be voiced. I have a feeling it's not. Oh, you're all here too? Well, Connor summoned us. Though, truth be told, I've known I'd been seeing him quite regularly of late. He asked us to share our knowledge of Harnish culture, you see, in hopes of strengthening your alliance. We were, of course, happy to oblige him. Carl and I were likewise summoned, otherwise we've been carrying on with our work, compiling information on the Golden City. My grandfather embarked on his investigations 20 years ago. With our report, we shall finish what he started. Bless you, Wanda. Thancred and Oriange have left to resume their tour of Terral. Ishtola, meanwhile, is back researching cross-rift travel. We was here just a few days ago to get Wanda's permission to investigate living memory. By the way, she mentioned wanting to take a look at the key in your keeping at some point. Look she had in her eyes was any indication, I suggest you brace yourself when she comes calling. I'd like to be stuck with her for a while. Well, I ain't complaining. As for Stinian, we know neither where he is nor what he's doing. Some things never change. There's Connor. My apologies for the delay. Nothing of it. Eventually have the time to catch up. So, what can we do for you? Hopefully present company is enough for whatever it is you need. Where was I? The matter of which I have summoned you pertains to Alexandria. A state funeral will be held in Solution 9 to mourn the passing of Queen Sphene. King Galulja has and his administration have invited us to attend. While certain issues remain unresolved between our nations, such as the treatment of Yatsolani, I see no reason not to attend. Generations the Alexandras have lived without even the awareness of death. I wouldn't have expected them to have funeral rites still. Apparently the members of Oblivion unearthed records of ceremonies that were conducted in Alexandria of old. It was they that put forth the proposal that the Queen be thus honoured. Who would thou lot think of such? People of Alexandria no longer forget the departed. Being confronted— oh god, didn't mean to click that. I'm guessing that was being confronted with the idea of death. Actually. Aha! Oh, I forgot I can press enter and it's... because I was a little bit smart a while ago. I made it so that NPC dialogue that comes up in speech bubbles shows up on my text log. It's the people of Alexandria no longer forget the departed. They've been confronted with the idea of death for the first time. I suspect our friends wanted to do something for them. Though Sphene was but a simulacrum, she was nonetheless a pillar for her people, and if her passing must run deep. Indeed. The funeral will give Alexandrians a chance to come together to express their grief. They might overcome it. Wasn't sure at first, but I've decided to go. Not only to be there for Galulja, but to put this chapter behind us. I requested your presence was none other than to see if you wished to attend the funeral. You knew Sphene well, after all. Not as well as you'd hope. Yeah, I think we should go too. We might have been the ones that took her out, but you know. Because you consider yourself responsible for her demise, I take it. But that's not a burden to bear alone. Here's my idea. As Vow, I'll attend the funeral as representative to Leola. Meanwhile, you can go in a personal capacity and watch over the people as they mourn. Sure, why not? Why not? But the rest of us should go too, regardless of the reason. The fact remains that we deprived Alexandria of a beloved ruler. only right to remember who Sveen was. To people and to others. But let's stand with you. It's decided. We go to Solution 9, look for Glulja in the back room. Alright, I guess we're going now. Does Kona have something else to say? Nope, just name dropping the patch, I guess. Okay, so now we need to go to Solution 9. And yes, I still haven't done It Belongs in the Museum. I've done my very best to avoid doing the level 100 dungeons because I don't much fancy doing them. I'm just curious about... Is that a quest literally just called Gabbro? Sorry, I need to go check out what this is. In fact, one sec. I could actually get those picked up and out of the way, but you don't really need to see the intro to those quests or anything. The one that was Gabbro was literally because it wasn't really a quest name. It was NPC because it's not really a quest to call it. It's just hand in this and bam, you can access something. Said something being Savage for the lightweight reds. Now, let's go. Head to the back room? Yes. Just the window, not multiple. Ah, you came for the funeral. Of course. I'm the only one who will officially take part though. The others will watch the proceed. So, how have you been? It's been a while since my last visit. I'm good. Taylor's always teaching me new things. Recently I've learned about the Everkeep systems and the mechanical soldiers. It's knowledge I'll need to keep to use my authority properly. But yes, as always, I see. By way of a treat, I've brought you gâteau au chocolat. It's kind of a cake. I think you'll like it. Thank you, Limity. And thank you for coming. I've never been to a funeral before, so I feel less nervous having you there. Out of curiosity, what's the custom in Alexandria? In our world, it's common to offer flowers to the departed. It's much the same here, according to the records. Flowers will be distributed to all attendees. Considering all the worlds used to be one, the practice of offering flowers may well be share the same ancient origin. Fascinating, wouldn't you say? I'll take that. I'm just gonna... Actually, I might as well... Sorry about that, I had a notification I needed to check out. Flowers being handed out at Praxis Park. I think I'm heading over there now. What's wrong with you? There's a man I would like to speak with. Gosan. He was apparently Sveen's aide, the one who sent us the invitation. Come on, let's go. Yeah, I got shown the first episode of Dan. Funny show. Maybe don't ask me anything about it though, because I'm not going to actually watch it until I catch up with like all the other stuff that I'm watching at the moment. There's like Gachio Kuta, which is like some garbage thing. Not garbage as in bad, I mean the show literally has garbage as like a prime theme, like fighting against trash monsters and stuff. Why, I'm Valvo Clement of Leolal. Thank you for extending this invitation to Queen's Fiend's funeral. We are honoured, truly. I'd seen you before from a distance, but never had the pleasure. I'm Gosan, former chief aide to the Queen. Since her passing, I have been responsible for administering affairs of state. Can we get our flowers here? Yes, Your Majesty. The flowers being handed out at the counter yonder, alongside the regulators. What? We need to have regulators at the funeral? Ah, rest assured they are not a requirement. We are aware your people do not use them. You see, people in Alexandria of old wore tokens of mourning upon their persons when attending funerals. As such tokens were black, it was suggested that we might wear regulators painted the same colour. We've yet to produce enough for everyone, but we're distributing them as we're able. I see. Yet, regulator or no, the important thing is that we remember Queen's Fiend. Remember her and her kindness as you make an offering of your flower. Well, the proceedings will soon begin in this plaza. Please take your place once you have your flower. Now, I'm already a little bit sus. Just because I was not a massive fan of the regulator system anywhere. But I'm just like, oh yeah, this has happened. Let's distribute new ones. Wink wink, nudge nudge.
Although we are gathered here for the same reason, we hail from different lands. Some were born and raised in the Alexandria of old, while others came to us from Tuliolal. It was from this union of diverse peoples that a new Alexandria was born. The only home that our younger generation knows. How did we overcome the barriers between us? What moved us to join hands in common purpose beneath crackling skies? You know the answer. We survived. We thrived because Queen's Fiend brought us together.
You ever get the feeling that they're going to be like, but you murdered her? Pointing at Clement. Because that's kind of how I'm feeling this is going to go. Anyways.
Inspired and encouraged by her boundless kindness, we strove to be better. for ourselves as well as those around us. And in Her Majesty's absence, there is a sadness beyond words. Yet we will remember her. Remember all the good that she has done for us. So let us pray, as the people of the Old Kingdom once did, for the peaceful repose of the departed. And let us keep our beloved Queen forever in our hearts, that her memory might guide us unto the morrow. Would that I could find solace in my own words.
Was Queen Sphene taken to the cloud?
She must have been. To still remember her is strange, isn't it, darling?
I miss her. She would always cheer me up when I was down. But even though I remember her, I'll never see her again. That doesn't make sense.
It seems that's what it means to die, I'm afraid.
But what will happen to us? Are we just going to be sad forever?
What will happen indeed? Everything that we have, we owe to Queen Sphene. How are we to go on without her?
I still remember Her Majesty so clearly. If only I didn't, I might feel better about the future of our realm.
Perhaps we should also consider moving to Tuliolo. The journey won't be easy, but it'd be better than staying here in uncertainty.
In times like these, I take comfort in the beliefs of a Turali people called the Yokui. To them, death isn't the end. So long as we're remembered, we never truly die. It could be the same for Queen Sphene, you know? If you keep her alive in your hearts, she'll always be with you.
But we still won't be able to see her, right? I don't want to think about that. I wish I could just forget instead of having to feel like this.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to impose. Please, mourn your queen however you see fit. As expected, they struggle to come to terms with their loss. I hope they can find a way to move forward.
It's not only grief that weighs on them, but worry for the future. Bereft of their queen, how will they proceed?
True. But with that at least, we're not powerless to help. What is it, Guloja?
I was wondering, is it better to remember or forget someone when they're dead? I remember my father, and every time I think of him, it hurts. It's the same with Queen Sphene. Knowing that she's gone makes me feel sad. But it's different with my mother. I never knew her, so I don't feel as bad. I want to remember my father, but maybe I'd be better off forgetting him.
Guloja.
Why don't we continue this somewhere else?
Yeah, like I say, I'm very sus of those, especially with the whole zooming in on it at the end there. Hey, Gulcha? Do you really know nothing about your mother? Nothing at all about your mother? Shell searched the system for information on residents, but the only memorabilia she found listings of were my father and me. Even if she died and was erased from people's memories, she should have been there, but she wasn't. Well, that means... well, that you're here means she was here too, inside the dome. There can't be any other way about it. Perhaps we should try looking again. Maybe. It's hard to explain. I'm not sad, but I'm feeling like I'm missing something. So even if it makes me feel sad, I want to know my mother. I see. Well, if that's what you want. Then I'll help you. I'd like to help as well, and I believe I speak for the others too. But I can't bother you with this. You already came for the funeral. I came here not only for the funeral, but to see whether all was well in Alexandria. I'm not about to leave just yet. Besides, in seeking to learn about your mother, we're bound to learn about your father as well. By retracing the steps of this man, who kept his own counsel, we may gain knowledge that can serve the people of Alexandria. Alright. Thank you, everyone. That notification Missions again. Yeah. Right. In search of the past. Assuming neither memories nor records of Galuldra's mother remains, we must cast out as wide a net as possible. I suggest we split into groups. So if you could take inquiries outside, in the outskirts, the rest of us will do the same in Solution 9. Wow. It's just like, hey you, leave the city for a bit. Thanks. I'm about to say, was he not just like a clone? But if it was a clone, then I suppose it'd be... Oh wait, no, Zeralcha was single-headed, wasn't it? I'm thinking of... I don't remember what his name was. Bakul Jaja. That's what I'm thinking of. Right, the outskirts is where we're searching. Right, whereabouts? Mr. Middle-aged man. Sorry, but I've never heard of a Mamulja woman living in these parts. Much less one connected to Zeralja. I mean, I'd better look talking to the people over at Tanawautan, something north of Everkeep, in a place called Nuayawata. The resilient son won their loyalty when he saved them from some crisis or another. Well, the story goes. If I remember correctly, their chief's name was Kaniloka? Right. Probably mount up to make this search a bit faster. Oh yeah, I got one of these mounts from the fancy new place. Occult Crescent, that's what it's called. You're looking for a Mamulja woman? Oh, Galuldra's mother. I can't help you there, I'm afraid. I know little about Zeralja, and then only from what my father told me. He said that before the dome cuts off from the outside world, a Tural Vidral appeared and was terrorizing the region. In response, Zeralja assembled a party of warriors, and with them confronted and felled the beast. It's interesting to hear of the king's feat in the past. I assembled a party to deal with that, thank you very much. Oh, I just noticed that. Mamulja woman? The people have never been a common sight around here. But the last time I saw one would have been before the dome came down above our heads. She was among an entourage of Lions Guard that was dispatched here. I assume they returned to Tuliolal after their mission. But if any remained, I suppose they would have been trapped in here with the rest of us. So the information we got was a village north of Everkeep. So somewhere over this way, I guess. I wouldn't have thought there was anything north of here because of the dome. Oh yeah. No preference. Preference. We're going to Neonstein. It's Steam. Bum, bum, bum. Frankenstein. Frankenstein! Sorry, I had to get that out of my system. Gulger has told me all. We previously tried to track down records of his mother, but it came up empty-handed. With everyone's help, hopefully we can get somewhere with this. Somewhere this time. You. Oh, so he spoke with quite a few different people as well. So I'll combine our findings and see what conclusions we might draw. So Roger brought a retinue of Lions Guard to Yaslani along amongst whom was a female Mamulja. The mission was to rid the region of a Taral Vitral, and I believe it's safe to say this mission that this was a crisis and Yueyuata it resolved. If some of his troops stuck around for a time, perhaps to assist the villagers with recovery efforts, then they could indeed have been trapped in the dome. I've heard stories about the settlement in Yueyuata. People lived there until nearly a decade ago, and Zeralja made regular visits. If he required secrecy, a location home to his most loyal followers would be ideal. This Mamulja woman had remained there. Oh, did not mean to click. They would have had occasion to come in contact. I see. But what could Zeralja have been doing in that village? I think we can answer that question. Looks at the child. In order to retrace Zeralja's steps, Rahana spoke with a researcher who worked at Origenics. Said that approximately 20 years ago, a number of his colleagues were transferred to a research facility outside Everkeep, with the King's direct order. The first I've heard of such a facility. Only Vanguard was believed to have been under the King's jurisdiction. Apparently being used to develop a new kind of weapon, but I'm afraid that was all we could learn. That's plenty to go on. Even if the work there was classified, any materials and equipment needed would have been manufactured within Everkeep. So if we look into transportation records... Beep 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 beep. There it is. The routes are full of detours and attempts at obfuscation, but large deliveries were being made to Yueyuata. Far too large for a mere village. There's been any activity for years though. Likely the facility has been decommissioned. Do you think that's where my mother was? Can't say for certain yet, but I reckon there's a good chance. It's amazing. Even though no one remembers her, you managed to figure all this out. Each piece of the puzzle may reveal it's a little on its own, but when we put several together, a picture begins to form. And even should memories fade, footprints remain to mark the path of those who walked before. A lesson I learned in another life. So we'll be investigating the secret facility at Yueyuata then. This time, I want you to come along, Guljo. Yueyuata is the other side of the lake. To get there, you'll need to take a hopper cargo from Drift Downs. Alright then. Thank you, Shell. Yeah, it's been so long since I've seen the cutscenes, I forgot how, like, nice the models look. I've always been seeing it from like, you know, this far back. Right, back to the outskirts. In fact, I can just cut this part out. And then I can just unpause it and bam. Yeah, back in the room. The hover cargo would take us across the lake. I've never been over there before. It's still inside the dome, so don't expect to be too different from here. We'll likely encounter dangerous beasts, so the rest of us will go first. You follow if it's safe to do so, alright? Alright. Have fun, everyone. Alright. So luckily, if I were to go with the trust for this, which I don't think you can until you've done duty support, I could have actually had these two. I don't think I could have had anyone else. Right, well, let's go. I might actually check how many quests we have in this section. Subpoint 1. So there's 4 after this. After this quest. Pardon me, good to know. Forgot I did that. Buy yourselves my terrible black mage play.
I have you.
There'll probably someone like watching this be like, you're playing black mage wrong. You're supposed to open with this and remember to use your ley lines. And you know what? They damn right. Right, so we're down to 2 targets, which means I can start using Fire 4. That's why that's what ticking up. It's from Fire 4 specifically. Okay. Good to know. Now, a nice thing that we have is we don't have a timer anymore. Oh, that was wrong spelling entirely. I could have Flare Star, Bam. And with the old Razzle Dazzle.
Hold still. There.
Then you may be thinking, that's covering too much. But it's actually just covering my text box. Because privacy is important in a place like this. Plus it stopped saying someone, stopped saying someone? No, it stopped someone saying, there we go. Something completely weird. Oh, inappropriate. On stream. Not even streaming right now. On recording, I guess. Go on the cast 3. Not gonna lie, I am feeling quite sleepy and I shouldn't be. I understand it's 1:22 AM. However, when I'm usually up later than 5 for work, you know. Starting to feel sleepy at 1 is not ideal. Interesting how the electro golems are just the tree dudes with lightning crystals. I guess it's pretty much just whichever crystal animated them would be like whatever element they are. I can imagine you could get some like ice ones, some water ones. Obviously we've seen the electric ones, dark ones, light ones. I wouldn't expect fire though. They'd probably burn away the wood. Okay. These little markers tell us usually where the first boss is. But tell us usually where the bosses are. I'm just rambling. Just rambling. Just how it be. I feel like I should probably move the thingy. I feel like it's not in the right place.
Now I'll show you.
They will give me a second after this combat to sort it out. Mind you, you won't notice how pause it. Right, all being well, that should stop the audio bleeding through. Is that a ball? Lindblom is Zagno. Oh, whatever it is, it does not look happy to see us. Let's just zoom in a bit, I suppose. Oh, okay. Should be just about safe. I need to move away from that, I imagine. Oh, and then that just zaps in directions like it did before. Okay, cool. Okay, so it can do that up to 4 times total. So there's 4 pillars.
We mustn't hold back.
I like this. I say it shows like what the enemy's casting like under its health bar.
I have you.
Wait for that to go off, there we go. That's why it wouldn't let me cast. I wasn't targeting it. That explains so many things. Flare star, wabam. I'm pretty sure that is not going to be useful to me, but I'm going to check it out anyway because it looks fancy. It is fancy, okay. That'll be why it looks fancy. Can you rock a corpus? Okay. What is Majesty Zoralja is not the first to conceive of transferring a beast's soul into a person's body. Safety and ethical concerns have ensured that no earnest attempts have been made to date. Yet our king believes that there is no greater evil than to hinder the potential of man. So he's ordered us to make a conception a reality. This conception a reality. It will bolster our military might, break through into the outside world. If our research will further this ambition, then perhaps it is worth pursuing. That's something. What's this? So it's not actually useful. But what is this stuff actually dropping at? 705. Yeah, I don't think it'll be useful for anything except maybe if I get striking, because I think all my striking stuff would be class specific items at the moment, so that's like 690. So like maybe if I run this as samurai, I could probably gear up a smidge. Not the best idea though. Given it's max level, which means it's not leveling. So it is pure RNG whether you'll actually be able to finish the set or not. So there's algae grown between the glass. Oh, they were people. Probably been in their jars a bit too long. Also, who made that weird squeak? It might be one of those. But I feel like it wasn't. Someone went pew! I don't know who. So a nice thing is, after I finish this patch on this character, I can brush to the end of this patch on my other character. It was Ace. Sus noises. Okay, so it's definitely an outbreak of something. As we essentially have zombies going around. That's where we get to a certain point, it's like, yeah. Hildebrand's been here. Hildebrand is gentlemanly undead. Sorry, was it the gentle dead man?
Now I'll show you.
Rate of transfiguration may be dictated by the potency of the soul consumed. We've experimented with fiends of great power, but mutations were observed after the infusion of merely a single soul. No better was this phenomenon illustrated than with poor Atticus. His body was altered irreparably. He lost all capacity for rational thought. While the primary objective of this research was to utilise the soul of Tural Vidral, I struggled to see a path forward. An alternate approach must be considered. Okay, so it's a case of the soul was too powerful for the host and overwhelmed it. Essentially what we've seen with the 13th. Because the Void folks would consume souls. But if the person died, then the soul would reform because there was no actual death happening.
We mustn't hold back.
I'll apply them to like a double flare. We've had one flare, yes, but what about second flare? You know when you feel like there should be a treasure chest somewhere, and there just isn't one. Oh, there it is. Right, the source of our failures thus far has been the inability of our bodies to contain frail souls. What if we were to reverse the process by purging a beast of its memories and infusing it with a man's soul? One still possessed of its own memories. We stand to gain absolute control over a vessel of great power. Miss Bodiner, who first proposed this brilliant hypothesis, shall have the honour of being the first to transcend our meagre limits. We must prepare his soul for extraction at once. Oh god. Dark Souls. I'm going to be able to cast something. Let me cast on you. Let me cast. Oh, that's left us with such a small arena. Oh, that's fine. Oh god, right, okay. There we go.
No holding back.
I just need to ensure that I'm not stood like next to anyone. Yeah, until we need to be. Dark soul. Move over. Let's see your dark soul. Pressing all the wrong buttons.
Try this!
I'm curious what the Yuivata sets are. Oh. That is intense. I can also say I'm glad I'm not having the same issue that some of my free company is having, because they keep disconnecting due to DirectX 11 crash. Which, in much similar fashion, Marvel Rivals has been causing GPU crashes, and they've recommended rolling back to a previous update. I so far have suffered one such crash. And it wasn't ideal, because we just hit round 2 of a 2-part game. Or, well, I suppose up to 3-part game. But I got to try out Blade, so Blade was pretty fun. It's like a hybrid between melee and ranged. Well, I'll say melee and ranged is like medium range. Shotgun ain't so good at long range, as you might expect. I don't just mean because haha video game shotgun don't work at range, it's because like your shots have spread, and I think the spread goes a bit too far, like the longer range you have. as opposed to some game thing where you might just go, okay, shotgun shot thing, that's damage. It's sometimes shotgun shot thing, calculate damage per bullet that hit. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, when they said putting someone's soul inside of a beast, do you reckon, and this is just purely me speculating here because I've seen nothing about this, like I knew the dungeon existed but I've seen nothing about it, do you reckon
You cannot stop us!
they put someone's soul in the behemoth, how are we going to say it? Is one of the stronger beasts I know of. So if you were to go with the aim of controlling the body of a strong beast, that would be one to try and control.
There! Hold still!
Take that! Try this!
Part of me feels like I should have gone as a different class than Black Mage. Oh, you don't get bonuses anyway. I suppose it's not a traditional party, so you wouldn't get party bonuses because there's no actual players here. Never mind, there's no real benefit. Hold on. Is that proto carbuncle? Unipiati. I guess it's a rabbit vidral. Okay. Bit of a vidral before, we can do it again. Put my ley line. Yeah, what? Abandon. Commit heresy. Abandon the ley line. Speaking of heresy, I watched a movie the other day. Well, I suppose it is the other day at this point. What the heck? Oh, I see. That is weird but cool. We'll blame Ashio in time. This would be much larger ones, I reckon. or much larger dots, I should say. Oh. Interesting. Ooh. That's pretty cool. What about here's fine. Oh, okay. Here we go. Oh, goodness. No, I'm dead. Right, okay, so I can't use sprint where I wanted to use sprint. Because I needed it for that second bit. Yeah, maybe going black mage for this was a bad idea because of how much I need to move around. Too much downtime. Right, so I want to stay close to it, but not too close.
Hold still.
A little bit too far though. Yeah, I don't think I like this boss. I feel like it's an own fight as black mage. It's time for that. Ooh, reverse hits. Right, hold it. I'm a bit close to after now so I can attempt to get me out of the predicament I've just put myself into. Should do the get away from it hooing. Should we hide over here? Right. Okay, so we save the sprint. Oh, never mind, we don't need to use it.
Now I'll show you.
Apparently attacks from a direction and no front. I'm guessing it's attacks from the front.
You're mine.
I think it's safe to say I do not appreciate this boss. So Sonic Howl is generic fighting way, that's fine.
We mustn't hold back.
Oh, that's gonna hurt. I've never climbed up the cast until he actually reaches where he's aiming. There we go. That was rough. That's all I can say about that. That was rough. It's just like the soul in that. That was your mother. What's those look like? Yeah. That explains the rabbit that I've been seeing as a minion then.
For all the talk of my brother felling this beast, he only imprisoned it, like Valley Armanda.
From what I could tell, they sought to transfer people's souls and memories into bestial vessels at that facility. The Tural Vidral explains the need for a remote location. It was doubtless their prime subject.
That thing's still breathing.
Though I expect Zoralja did not foresee the opportunities it presented when he imprisoned the creature.
And so, in order to prevent the breakdown of the individual, I instead seek to transfer their soul into the body of the beast.
This would allow one to wield the power of a Tural Vidral.
In theory, our initial experiments will involve lesser creatures. But in time, I am confident we will be able to bring even the mightiest under our control.
And what becomes of those who offer their souls?
As they won't be able to return to their original forms, we must consider them lost. But the sacrifice will be worthwhile, for the army you stand to gain will far surpass any composed of mechanical soldiers.
Very well. Recruit volunteers and begin at once.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I shall return to the observatory and see to the necessary preparations.
So, you've given him permission?
Teishalja, you will assist Kaniloka. As one of the land's god's finest chirurgeons, your knowledge may be of use in his experiments. You will also watch him closely. In what you learn, you will report to me. You object to his project, or are you incapable of performing this duty?
No, Your Majesty. Whether we shelter within the dome or expand beyond it, we require great power, but with no one to rely upon. We must take that power for ourselves, even if the means are questionable. I will do as you command. But if Kaniloka's work bears fruit, I wish to beg a boon.
What do you desire?
Something that I had accepted I would never have in Tuliolal. That I believed would forever be beyond me. That it was foolish to covet. But here and now, it is close. So very, very close.
Perform your duty to my satisfaction, and anything you desire is yours. That which I seek does not lie within this dome. Here, I cannot prove the miracle. But if what you seek is at hand, then you may claim it, for it has no value to me.
She was talking about you, bro. She was talking about you.
Are you all right?
Teishelja. Could she be my mother?
Like the people in the outskirts said, few Mamulja lived in the Yasulani. I can't imagine many other Ubico women were trapped in the dome. That being the case, she could well be the one.
This observatory Kanaloka returned to, could it not be part of the research facility? We might learn something about Teishelja there.
That's where we're going next, then.
Let's get back to the fight. Oh yeah, by the way, there's a gigantic hole over there. Don't worry about it. I wish I could see into the past like you. Then I could see people who are gone. Because there aren't any Mamulja women here. For a long time I couldn't even imagine what my mother looked like. But when I visited Tuliyola and saw some, I was finally able to picture her in my mind. And one day, I hope I can see what she actually looked like as well. And now if I go to trust, I can access this with oh, this character I can't I wouldn't have even been able to with Alfina. Whoops. Let me just sort that out real quick. Now I can walk around again. What would discern the purpose of the research conducted here? A trace of it that remained might afford us greater insight into what came of it. Let's look around for information as well as way to the upper level. I mean, we kind of saw what came of it. due to both the Arcadian and, at the very least, the last boss in Vanguard. People were able to take on beast souls, inherit their abilities. The people here, did they all leave? Oh, where do you mean? Probably already met them. Being completely honest with you, we probably... probably already met them. Can be seen the rock. Can be seen it behind the wrought iron gate. As said, it appears the gate will likely resist the attempts to force it open. Secure panel is nearby. Perhaps verification key will open the way. Guess we're searching for that there key. I doubt it would be in any of these rooms, but it's worth having a look. Just... It lies on the body. I was transferred to Iwata's station in order to train the villagers in the use of electro technology. While the child can quickly learn to operate the common contraptions, it will be no easy thing for them to attain the requisite skill to develop new weapons, ones which require no less than the manipulation of souls. Thankfully, my two pupils have demonstrated great aptitude on the field. Niloka, the village chief, and Tishalja, a field chirurgeon. Further driven by their loyalty to our king, their growth has been remarkable. I dare to hope that, before long, they'll be able to carry out their duties without further instruction. I may be relieved to find nothing that resembles a verification key. We should check somewhere else. Yes, maybe... What we would say. I wonder what Bekluk would make of this research into transferring souls. She would probably be horrified. Researchers likely move between the upper and lower levels. Perhaps we can find the key among their belongings. Yeah, funny that. Makes me angry to think about what they did here. Volunteers for a new experiment. I know I'm not as bright as the others, but they wouldn't laugh at me if I was stronger than them. Give them a chance. I transferred a few days ago. I can write. Write good, yes. I am good. Very good. Getting hard to control strength. They're a bit offhand of feeder. Can't help it, it's so strong. Hungry. Always hungry. Cannot control. Eat. Must eat. I'm eater, must eat. Find nothing that resembles a verification key. Could search somewhere else. Yeah, like an open cabinet maybe. As for the stuff, are neatly arranged in the cabinet. Among the various items is a manual outlining regulations and tranquilization gas to be used in emergencies. You dig deeper and find the verification. I just realised now I completely bypassed Alisair, so I might as well have a word with Alisair before we attempt to interact with the security panel. We're open. Don't think it'll yield to our shoulders either. I'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. Find the key. You mean this key? Found the key? Great. I'll call the others. The others! The cube can be used to operate the lift as well. We go. This is the observatory. I didn't expect it to be similar, but this is a far cry from the temple that held Valgamanda. All the machinery appears to be still in operation. I expect there to be auxiliary systems in place ensuring the monitors continue even in emergencies. The warnings indicate various anomalies related to the seal's seal's failure, most likely for a blessing. We managed to fell the beast before it could cause harm. Right then, if we can get some clues as to Galusha's mother. I think I can use this terminal. She'll tell me how. Everyone just gathers around the child. There's so much data. I don't know what we should look at. Perhaps we can narrow down the search by inputting the name Tishalja. Ah, brought up a lot of results. Doesn't say the same thing. Tishalja, Administrator of Experimental Treatments, Research Logs. This sounds good, doesn't it? That's how the data is encrypted, and even if not, it will take considerable time to go through it all. Take it with us to the back room and have Shale analyze it. Great. Alright, I'll transfer this to the storage device I brought. USB stick, go! Ah, it's finished. Thank you so much for bringing me all the way here, everyone. If you're happy, then so am I. Besides, I was able to learn more about my brother as well. It was a fruitful adventure for the both of us. There's like a camera in the top corner just recording, just like, I've seen everything you've said. Ah, and here we are. The authorities will doubtless wish to be informed about the facility and its contents. But first things first, let's deliver the data to Shale. I could cut out the travel. Go. So I don't know if it was going to cut over the cutscene as soon as we landed in, or if we had to talk to someone in that. Thought I'd best to cover the best. Welcome back. Guldra's already given me this storage device. It's to be a wealth of data, all of which is encrypted, so I'll need time to process everything. In that case, Alzey and I might take ourselves around the city, check on the people. Hi. The mood is worsened. The mood is a bit worried. Don't know if there's anything we can do to help, but we'll see. Understood. I'll let you know as soon as I've finished my work. Thank you. We'll see you again soon. Like in 5 minutes. Alright, Jed wants to talk to me. Alzey isn't wrong. The mood out there is still grim. The Turali remember a time before they were dependent on the soul system. And they're unsettled and wondering aloud if they'll have the chance to reunite with old friends and family before they pass on. They've got reason too. The journey home won't be an easy one for those who've grown old. Well, it's mostly been younger folk who've been leaving for Tyrell. Ones with no elders to care for. Whether that problem has reached us in Tuliona. My brother is doing all he can to see the Shaktarel Railroad restored to operation so that people may come and go freely. Unfortunately, the tracks only go so far as Vanguard, so some travelling by foot will still be necessary. Even so, the railroad will make things a slight easier. How long before it's back in service? I couldn't say. When I left for this visit, Connor seemed reluctant to make promises. But while Shell's working on the data, we could go and see the state of it ourselves. To Shaloni Station then. I'll make sure to keep Connor informed. Here we go. Again. Where am I even going? Oh yeah, see the probably Shadowrunner's people, right? Yeah. So glad that this version has his wife. Valve Resolve. And Sammy too. Sammy to boot. I'll do for you. We're hoping for some good news about the railroad. There's an increase of the number of people looking to return to Tural that can't make the journey on foot. See, as it happens, the Valve Reason is also on his way to take stock of the situation. And here he is now. Scratchy on his way. That little bun family are great old clothes. Looking good. As the guildship has officially approved my transition from gleaner to independent contractor, I was in need of more befitting attire. You're here about the railroad too? It was in part for my sake that the original Dawnblazer was sacrificed. So I felt it only right that I assist with its replacement. Speaking of which, I assume Lamatier has explained the growing urgency of the need. What have you to report? Well, the new locomotive was on track for completion, but with having difficulty pulling her into the station, in a manner of speaking. See, when we used the Dawnblazer to get into the dome, urgency outweighed all other considerations, but now we're back on the original problem. How to run the railroad without upsetting the inhabitants of Mawahid Soan. That is the Ronik. So the Hetsaro that follow them are none too pleased about the Hetso being by the noise of the locomotive either. The solution I've devised to quieten the railroad should address that complaint, but a silent train presents a different danger. The Ronik will no longer be deterred from wandering across the tracks. And I suppose we can't just blow a whistle at them, or they'll panic and put off grazing again. Whenever it's plotted to avoid Ronik's grazing areas though, what are they getting so close to them in the first place? The Ronik's grazing patterns have shifted since the tracks were laid. I'm not certain why, but I intend to ask the people of Mewat Soan their insight. As a major proponent in the railroad, I have a duty to assist in this matter. I too would hear what the Hetsaro has to say about it. They are the ones most affected, after all. I believe it would be best to begin by consulting their leader, Otto. The rest of you can accompany us to the Hetsaro encampment. Okay, we're going back to speak to the dudes. Over this way. Hey, there's a dungeon there. That's the one I was talking about earlier. That belongs in a museum. There's the Ronique. How many Vidra have we dealt with now? It's 3, I think, including the Viper question. Well, resolve, without reason. I bid you welcome to our camp, but what brings you all the way to Mewad Solan? I thank you for seeing us. Our visit concerns a matter of Shaktaral, the railroad. So we're trying to make it quieter, but in making it quieter, we run the risk of upsetting a Ronique because they might get hit by the track. Yeah, by the train on the track. You have noticed the Ronique's unexpected change of behavior then. My son, Shepetto, has been looking into this matter. Shepetto? Normally we'd expect the Ronique to keep to their favourite grounds nearby for a while yet. Despite thorough search, we haven't found anything wrong with the quantity or quality of the grazing in Yarioanan and Yotanane. Yet they refuse to keep to where they usually would, instead pushing westward towards a railroad. I certainly see no cause for this unseasonal migration. Nevertheless, they continue to move west. We will follow. As any true Hetzaro would, I suppose. As you may have surmised, I am of Hetzaro descent. My parents travelled with Ronique as well, though I have no memory of the experience. I was left behind as a baby, see, during such a migration. One of many sacrifices necessary by our nomadic lifestyle, I am forced to assume. Chance encounter with a kind Pelu merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me his trade, that I might fend for myself. Became a stall-keeper until the Orlan's markets, and that is where the Dawn Servant found me and adopted me. I'd already been in the palace some time when Lati came to join us. Like me, she had been cast aside by her parents. I knew the pain of solitude and wanted to spare that suffering. This tiny child's new brother, I swore I would always be there for her. That's a flashback from ages ago. Truly? I've never heard of the Ronique choosing a path so arduous as to force such a terrible decision. Nor of any Hetzaro willingly leaving their own flesh and blood behind. It must have been some exceptional circumstance. I cannot say. The idea of following in their footsteps, that I might better make excuses for their actions, never much appealed to me. Even if it might help you better understand the Ronique's current behaviour. As so often is the case, you are correct. Though my discomfort with the Hetzaro way may arise from fear of reopening old wounds rather than blind fervour for innovation, it would nevertheless see me repeat past mistakes. I refuse to learn one of our country's treasured traditions would make me a poor Dawn Servant indeed. Please, teach me of the Ronique, and what they mean to you. I promise to listen with an open mind. I would be delighted. In the meantime, your companions are welcome to look around. You learned from the Hetsara culture with me? I should like to approach this with the fervent curiosity that you or my sister share, but it would be useful to learn, useful to know whether I am doing it correctly. Then it's settled. You'll learn more about the Ronique, and we'll have a look around the plains, and perhaps in the process we'll find the answers we seek. Have fun, you two. We're gonna learn about culture. Quickest way to learn about our way of life is to do as we do. I hope you're not above manual labor. I'm not the most experienced, I'm ashamed to admit, but I shall put forth every effort. That's all we ask. Take these tools. Cheers, mate. Now, introduce yourself to anyone who looks busy and ask if you can help. They'll be happy to teach you what to do in exchange for another pair of hands to do it. Let's meet back here when we share what we've learned. Alrighty. We'll start with the furthest out, I think. Meow. Ruffled Ronique. Of course, the first person I find. As you stroke the Ronique's coat, you know that many portions are shaggy and tangled. This one's fur's a bit overgrown, but a good brushing should thin it out. Would you like to give it a try? You need the right tools for the job, mind you. A comb of the type you're used to would just get lost in the tangle, like as not. A fur brush. Ah, Geppetto sent Ronique brush with you, did he? How like him. Now, just run it through one patch at a time, gently. You dutifully brush the Ronique until your arms grow weary of a prolonged battle with its coat. It's much tidier now. Though the same cannot be said for your clothes, which have acquired a new coat of their own. Well done. With less excess fur, our friend here will be more comfortable in the afternoon heat, and less susceptible to illness. A combed coat also makes it easier for us to identify injuries, should the need arise. Should come back during shedding season. It's a sight to behold. But thanks to the Hetsaro's prodigious coats, we never want for clothing and blankets. Nice. This guy's going to talk his ear off, isn't he? I'm afraid I've finished with my tasks for the time being, but since you're so eager to learn about our way of life, I want to tell you a bit about our migration customs. If you're here, you'd likely already know that the Ronique are our Hetso, our guides, that we travel with through the turning of the seasons. We trust them to lead us to fertile lands, with all we need to survive. You may not know that sometimes the herd splits in two, around two different paths. For those occasions, we Hetsaro also part with half of our number. You may think it is a strange and stressful custom, but over the years it has seen us visit new lands and broaden our horizons as people. This too is a wisdom of Hetso. Okay. One too. The wind will go right through it, me without my needle and sinew. Lucky for you, I have a mending kit. Oh, this is precisely what I needed. Should be able to patch up the covering now. Given how often we pack up and reassemble our tents, they're bound to get the occasional tear. Fortunately, the Ronique hide they're made of is durable enough that we generally don't need to worry. Okay, so it didn't want us to actually attempt to fix it, which I suppose is fair. It's like, you know, you might have supplied some like bricks and mortar, but you wouldn't want some random person just going, I'm going to help fix your house. You learning about the head saddle way of life, are you? I may have a thing or two to share, but rather than talking your ear off, let me test your powers of deduction. I find the answers much easier to recall later if I arrived at them myself. Our head soap provides us with something that we use in medicines, poultices, and soap to drive away pests and sustain our fires. What is it? Is it poop again? Sounds like there's a story there, but that is indeed the correct answer. We discovered a myriad of uses for the runic chips over time. Each a boon to our way of life. There is a need, our head so where there is a need, our head so always provide. You smell of the grass and the wind, which is a good thing, I promise. You could nearly be mistaken for one of us. You even look the part. I have to wonder how Valcona is getting on. I assumed he would be reluctant to get his hands dirty, but it seems his wish to understand us was sincere. Ah, there he is now. Oh, here we go. I apologize for my tardiness. I was tasked with grazing the runic and ended up rather far afield. Found myself wandering hither and thither at my companion's inclination. To force us back to the trail seems inappropriate. But how was your own work? Have you anything to share? Our way of life revolves around the runic, but in turn the people receive receive all they need. Yes, I feel the truth of this myself. While I was hesitant to leave my fate to the whims of a hetso, rather than the men tread paths, I arrived where I was meant to be all the same. And it's not the only way, though at times I lack the experience to know otherwise. My inability to conceive how a decision might be right does not mean that it is wrong. My parents had a duty to the runic, as they did to me, so I wonder if their leaving me behind was not so selfish as I once believed. I have no way to know, of course, and regardless, this is no bearing on our present concerns. We're here in service of the people of Tural, after all. Nevertheless, thank you for helping me find deeper meaning in what we've done today. And I will endeavour to remain curious, especially where the heads are concerned. Glad to hear that, Valcona. You're welcome among our herd anytime. I brushed the runic's fur and learned about their poop. A warm fur family. Right, I don't remember how many quests I actually have left, and I'm going to need to go check on them. Oh, literally have two quests, this one and the next one. Connor, how'd it go? I believe I finally understand the significance of the headsaw. They nourish the Hetzaru as they grow and provide warmth and companionship in hard and unpredictable world. They are the equal of man, not beasts to be tamed. Moreover, the Ronik are sensitive, though we may treat their injuries or brush their coats to keep them hale. They must be free to follow their instincts and seek lands where they might thrive. The Hetzaru would never cage them, and neither should we. To control their migratory patterns or control who wander too close to the tracks is out of the question. Then it is particularly important to advance our original line of inquiry. Fortunately, we were able to visit the Ronik's once favoured grazing grounds. As we were told, the grass looks fine, but the place is too quiet. It's not just the Ronik, even the birds and field mice have fled. We did encounter one pack of Ceratoraptors, but they looked to be passing through in a hurry. Typically, this sort of behaviour in the fauna would be associated with natural disaster, earthquakes, landslides and the like. Though the Hetzaru would have surely put two and two together. The cause geological, I measured the area's ether to be certain. There is indeed nothing to suggest recent environmental disruption, but I did notice one anomaly. A strong etheric signature to the east, moving across the plain, albeit slowly. What do you think, Connor? I'm thinking there might be a recently... Yeah. Recently turned Vidral. Given where we are, I believe we are dealing with a powerful beast. A predator, perhaps, given the local fauna's behaviour. Well, the raptors we saw looked like it had been taken... a bite had been taken out of its tail by something with very large fangs. It couldn't be. Turhetso? Turhetso? Ronik Riva, in the common tongue. Our people have several names for such creatures. Fangs that steal Hetso in the night is another evocative one. Ronik can fend off many predators with their horns, but not the Turuhetso. The scales are tough as adamant, and neither horn nor arrow can pierce them. A well-toothed carnivore with an unusually tough hide. Cannot recall such fauna in this region. Usually roam the wilds in the northeast. Most herds keep well clear of them. Can't tell you why this one's so far from home and back both. In any case, I believe the source of Ronik's consternation is clear, as is our next move. We must drive the reaver away, that we might return their grazing lands in Priest. In Priest, yes, Priest. Never fear. We'll make certain that the beast threatens you no more. The Ronik River is a clear threat to the local population. We cannot allow it to roam unchecked. But it won't do for us to go running off in search of it without having made proper preparations. If those returning from across the plain have spotted it, they may have been able to inform us of its recent behaviour, where it might be found. I'm thinking it's one of those gigantic, like, bipedal crocodile looking things. Yeah, the Godzilla wannabes. You know the ones.
Help! Help!
Hetsu is coming this way! It has beasts across the plains in a panic, and our Ronek are practically paralyzed with fear. We must get them to safety!
We can assist by helping to calm the creatures. Once they're less agitated, it should be possible to hurt them.
And after they're out of harm's way, we'll deal with the Ronek Reaver.
I suggest you remain here to attend to the Ronek when they arrive.
They'll be safe with me. Please, be careful out there.
Make haste! We must protect the Ronek!
Don't worry, we're right behind you.
Release me. Ah. There we go. There's one? Oh. There's a lot of them. So far from. It's like barely heard them. Go, 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 go. Get out of here, guys.
That herd should be all right. Let's look for stragglers. The Ronek got to rally too. Left behind.
Oh, there's more.
In a panic was clearly an understatement. More are coming!
I have you.
Yes, we can't block them all. Up to now.
You're mine!
Oh, jeez.
All or nothing then.
Nice. Straight after I got nice. Look down, see what looking that's like. Nice. I would say it's weird how they're all coordinating their attack on the Runic. But we saw similar things happen.
It seems that did the trick.
When we were hunting the girl.
For the fodder, at least. But where's...
There be it. Oh, that is
Look
big.
there! We've got a big one coming!
Impenetrable scales and wicked fangs. That's a Ronak Reaver, and no mistake.
There! That one there! Not so fast!
Wrecked. You tried coming. Absolutely destroyed, but you tried.
Even should it cost me my life. I will save the head soul!
Ah! Kona! Are you alright?
Do not concern yourself with me. Get the Ronek to safety!
There. You've nothing to fear.
Just walking away calmly.
Right! Let's finish the job!
I've got a beat stick.
I made a vow to our people. You shall plague them no longer!
Sorry, my fingers needed cracking.
You'll find the vow of reason is not without resolve.
Damn it! Not even a scratch!
Buy me some time to think, will you? It must have a weakness, and I will find it. Keep it busy. I need time.
Right! Go for the legs!
Is it going to have a softer underbelly? Regenerating? That's not ideal. Okay, so it's just going to be a hit this, hit that.
Now we just have to keep it pinned. You thinking, Kona?
A protective current of ether. But whence does it flow? I've got it!
Sever its tail.
One well-placed piercing round to the chest and...
Sorry about that.
You're done for! That stemmed the flow of protective ether.
There's nothing stopping us now. Still not backing down, huh? Fine with me.
That's interesting. It's changing its mechanics. Just realised how dangerous it is. I just have a buff called Onyx Favour. I did. Because I just lost it. There's going to be attempting to get stronger through
We
those.
must disperse that ether ere the river recovers it!
This is going to hurt.
Yep. Okay. There we go. I'm just going to keep rolling for more resources. There we go. Dealt with it. Those can in turn help the the clan because they can make the font.
We did it. The Hetzo, are they?
The Ronek have all made it to Mehua Hetsuan. Hunters are scouring the area for any remaining threats, but the local fauna appear to have calmed down.
We cannot thank you enough for your timely aid. You, most of all, Bow of Reason. We feared you would be loath to take direct action, yet you didn't hesitate to put your life on the line for our Hetzo.
I did no more than as a Dawn servant's duty. The ethereal conductivity of those scales is astounding. I dare say we could repurpose them to create a device that emits controlled pulses of ether.
Ether resembling that of the predator the Ronek fear most. It might work. If we struck the right balance, we would have the means to deter the Ronek from approaching the railroad without causing them undue distress.
Incredible! Kona, you've done it again.
I must say, I was hoping I'd never have to see one of these again. Still haven't forgotten the last one. And it's been more than 20 years now. I had come as a trader to the camp in Lozenihetta. A camp that was obliterated in an instant by that monster.
Lozenihetta. That's where the Pelu trader found me as a babe. Please, can you tell me what you saw?
As I said, I had traveled there to trade with our fellow Hetzaro. Like us, they followed the Ronek. And like us, they were visited by a reaver. The fiend struck like a whirlwind in the night. It was chaos. I grabbed some token belongings and bolted in a panic, thinking only of getting as far away as possible. But even in my panicked state, I could not help but notice the young couple racing the other way, toward the fell creature. "We're distracted," I heard one cry. "Save our son! Save the Hetzo!" After that, nothing but the pounding of my heart and feet and Ronek thunder. I ran and ran. And as the sun broke the horizon, I found myself separated from both man and beast. Windborne words say that a group of survivors reunited with their remaining Ronek and have long since moved on. But still more were never seen again, including the brave couple. Or so the story goes.
And what became of their child?
I'm afraid I don't know. But if he wasn't with the survivors, even if he lived through that night, the wilderness wouldn't have been kind to a little one out on his lonesome.
Maybe not. But perhaps a passing Pelu would. And one day, even a Dawn servant himself. All these years, I was convinced that my parents had left me behind to follow after the Ronek. But now I see they didn't abandon me. They were trying to keep me safe. I've wasted so much time resenting them. when in truth, they gave me everything I have today. It is thanks to them that I live to know the warmth of family, even after they were gone. And now that I am done, servant, all of Tuliyola is my family. A family I will always protect, as my parents protected me.
I wasn't expecting to have to cry. To know that they had so safe is more than enough. Yet, it would be wrong to hope that in protecting them, we also avenged my parents. It's the least I owe them after all this time. Sammy, I thank you for standing by me as Dawn's servant, and as the often perfect man beneath that mantle. Now, let's return our attentions to the matter we came to address, shall we? We've removed the root cause of the Ronique strain from their favoured gravesman, and obtained tools to devise an additional precautionary measure, a silent whistle, as it were. This whistle must be capable of emitting pulses of ether strong enough that they will shy away from the tracks on instinct, yet not so strong as to drive them into a panic. We can achieve this. It will be a far sight better than the traditional whistle, more effective and less stressful for the creatures themselves. Oh, crap. Let's return to Shaloni Station and begin work on it. Begin work on it then. Rick and his crew will doubtless be relieved to finally have a solution. I'll pause whilst I travel. Almost forgot to unpause it then. Luckily I remembered just as I clicked. You look pleased about something. Good news for the railroad, I take it. So, the Ronique were avoiding a predator. Smart ones they are. Valcon is not too bad himself. Oh, this whistle idea. Sit tight about this trail on tracks before you know it. Fitting. I doubt we'll have two voiced ones so close together.
We're ready to go.
Do I stand corrected?
Whoa! She looks as good as new!
If I had time to do a proper job, could have really made her shine. Had to cobble together the exterior with spare parts. We refurbished the interior though, not that you can appreciate it from out here. But as far as the Ronek are concerned, we've spared no effort. From the ballast to the ties, we've adjusted every bit of the track so she'll run quiet as a field mouse.
You and your crew have worked wonders. Our nation is in your debt.
Come now. If anything, credit's due to Tuliyola. It's thanks to the folk you recruited from every corner of the continent that we were able to get her up and running so quickly. Besides, the ethereal whistle's the true marvel, and we wouldn't have that without the scales you brought us. However grateful you are, know that we're even more thankful.
Right. If we're done talking, let's put this train through her paces.
There's a Ronek up ahead.
Now, to test our whistle.
On it. Just point it in the general direction and...
It's moving away. Meanwhile, our friends over there appear wholly unperturbed.
With this, we can alert those who wander too close without disturbing the rest of the herd.
A roaring success! In a quiet way, like. Then with your permission, Vow of Reason, the Shaktaral Railroad is back in service.
For all that, the railroad would never get the railroad running again. But now that the test drive is such a success, we can breathe easy and start hauling people to and from the dome. First Shalani, then the continent. Watch out, Shaktaral. Here we come. I share that sentiment, but we've got a mountain of work to do ahead of us to ensure smooth operations. Time to get back to it. Efforts all here today have not gone unnoticed. Once more, I thank you. Little bow. As for our own work, I trust you can handle matters in Alexandria, Lamity. Oh, it's possible that Shale's made some headway by now. And regardless, we should spread the word that the railroad's been restored. The service. Shale? What are you ever working on? Information regarding Galuja's mother. Galuja's mother? I'd feel the same in his shoes. I've felt the same. Some questions are painful to leave unanswered. There's no cause to look at me like that. The Kakiwa we met may have only been a simulacrum, but her memory was real. We needn't search for what she left behind, because she left it with me, and I will carry it always. You're gonna make me cry again. Speaking of things you're carrying, is that a teeny tiny Kafkiwa? What? No. It's merely a token from Alexandria. Our friends in Oblivion would not take no for an answer. I thought it would a good souvenir as any. Whatever you say. For its worth, I think it's a very nice way to bring her with you on your travels. Yes, well, you're off to the dome now, aren't you? I thought I might join for a time. See if there's aught I can do for the people there. Much change though it is. I still consider it my help. Of course. I'll give you the full story on the way. Back to the back rooms. Okay. I'll jump cut it for you, and by jump cut I just mean I'll pause the recording. Back in a sec. Hello again. The back room? Yes. I wasn't sure if it was going to cut in with another cutscene again, that's why we started outside. Okay. So we got the railroad working again. A simple yet elegant solution. And this is the railroad back in operation. Meanwhile, Shell has nearly finished processing the data. Should we have to share our findings with us imminently? I am interrupting something, I gather. Why, Stola, what brings you here? I've seen enough of the gate in Skydeep Cenote for now, so I'm shifting my investigation to living memory. All that right, thought I'd would do well to have company, an expert on electrope. I'd like to take a close look at the place myself. I can join you once we're finished here. Unless you fear I've forgotten. Once I've made headway with living memory, the key in your keeping shall be the next subject of my scrutiny. I mean, it would be handy to have like doorways, like stable doorways between the realms.
There was a mountain of data to sift through, much of it tantalizing, I admit. But it will take time to fully decrypt everything that piques my interest, so to answer our immediate question, I've been concentrating my efforts on the audio saved by Teishulja herself. While I've not listened to it yet, I have a selection ready for playback. Would you like to hear it now?
Yes, please.
All right. Several audio files will now play in sequence.
My name is Teishulja, and I decided to record this to help me put my thoughts in order, I suppose.
Mother?
Officially I was a Virgin with the Lance Guard. I was part of a contingent dispatched to Yasulani to hunt a Tural Vidral that was wreaking havoc. After our mission was complete, I elected to remain. It was the perfect opportunity to document the geographic distribution of medicinal herbs in this region. Or so I said when requesting special dispensation. In truth, I could not bear to return to Tuliolal. I had hoped to aid Commander Zoralja in the right of succession, but he did not so much as look my way. I was never in contention, of course, one of the nameless many in his army. To go back and face that reality was too much for me, so I ran, and in my cowardice, I stumbled upon this path. A path that changed my life. When the dome appeared, I found myself trapped within, and reunited with my commander. How am I to speak of Commander Zoralja? I admired him. His incontestable strength, his unwavering focus. He was a man of great passions. I watched him, captivated by his intensity. From afar, I would not dare approach. And in watching, I came to know him. His eyes too sought the distance, but not as mine did. He yearned not for another, but something else, beyond the horizon. That gaze would never fall upon me. I knew. I knew. The experiment will soon proceed to its next phase, and when it does, as he promised, I will have my heart's desire. Today. It should have been today. A new beginning. What I have dreamed of for so long. I hold a future in my arms. If he could see him, embrace him, surely that would be enough. So full of hope I was. A foolish hope.
Its scales are blue.
He's your son.
My... No, I can't. I don't know how. How could I? How? To raise a child, be a father. I don't. I can't. No! No! Get it away from me. Get that thing away from me!
It's all right, little one. Papa was just surprised. That's all. He'll come around. We'll be a happy family. Kaniluka shouting for me. The research hasn't been going well. But I can't let him take it out on my baby. Hush now, little one. I know just where to hide you.
That's all of them.
He was abandoned, the poor dear. We found him in the drift downs a few years ago.
We know some manner of accident happened at the facility after this was recorded. Perhaps your mother couldn't come back for you.
Hey, Gololcha.
I'm fine, Lamarchi. Father and Mother, they were both so lonely. If we could have been together, maybe they wouldn't have been.
Sorry, accidentally clicked.
I can't tell if I'm happier now.
What he said was, if we could have been together, maybe wouldn't have been. Sometimes things don't work out no matter how hard you try.
But it's better to know, I think. Thank you, everyone.
This dollar feels really awkward for walking on now. It's better to know. A profound response for one so young. Though I wish it didn't have to be. Galulja is indeed wide beyond... What? Wise, not wide. Oops. Wise beyond his years, there we go. Yet, one never outgrows the need for dependable companions. It is fortunate that he has you. Thank you, Shale. Because of you, I got to hear my mother's whole story. You heard it because you were brave enough to listen, Galulja. If you remember one thing, remember that. Now then, having shared what I can at present, I'm ready to head to living memory when you are. I'm planning to be thorough, so we'll need to stop for supplies on the way. That said, I promise we won't remain over long. No, we have much more to attend to. For now, farewell. Bye for now, Ishtola. I miss you. A word before you leave. Our network's already spreading word of the railroad. We expected people to be clamouring to get on the first train back. Yeah, the reaction's been the polar opposite. Scam few seem inclined to depart Alexandria anytime soon. What? When we spoke before, you said many from Tuliola were eager to reunite with friends and family. Maybe they're concerned about getting through Vanguard? If so, we could take turns accompanying them. In any case, no need to speak. We need to speak with the people ourselves. Let's start at Leyland 9. Alright, let's see how this is. They murdered our queen! So I have kind of been spoiled on the appearance of a character. I do not know if they show up in this patch or if it is 0.2 that they show up. I know they've been out for longer than 0.3. But I suppose we'll find out. There may still be people gathering in Praxis Park. Let's try that first.
People look uneasy. Did something happen?
Have you heard? Someone was killed in the Thunder Yards.
The Thunder Yards was one of the hunters slain by a beast.
It was a hunter, all right, and a veteran at that. But it was no fiend that did him in. Only a random bolt of lightning.
Such a senseless way to die. They say that he expended his last soul cells during Zaraljar's attack on the city.
For an upright, hard-working man to meet such an unceremonious end, it feels wrong. But we'll be fine, won't we?
Even if the system no longer erases our memory of the departed, the regulators continue to function. I shan't go before my time. Growing old and passing peacefully with the help of the ushers is only natural.
Well, you may think so, but how are we to know? We have no memory of those who have gone. More may have met violent deaths than passed from old age, and we would be blissfully unaware. It could happen to you, or me, to any of us.
Then what are we to do? Spend every waking moment thinking only of how we might die?
With time, I had hoped that they'd be able to adjust to their new situation. But it's only gotten worse.
No, with time, they've barely had time.
Look! It's Queen Sphene!
What the heck?
What?
Help, Queen Sphene! The grown-ups are really upset and I don't know what to do!
I see that you are as kind-hearted as ever, Nico. Never fear. I'm here to set things aright.
I don't understand. Sphene is gone. Forever. You there, Gusson. You were the Queen's aide, weren't you? What's the meaning of this?
Begging your pardon, Vow of Resolve. But Her Majesty Queen Sphene is paying visit to her people, as is her wont.
What are you talking about? Sphene is dead. You officiated the funeral yourself. We all placed flowers to mourn her passing.
A funeral? For Her Majesty? What a curious jest. You know full well that ceremony was to commemorate those lives lost during the attack of Alexandria. Her Majesty walks among her people that she might support them in this most trying of times. Surely that is not cause for consternation.
Your Majesty, won't you free us from these terrible memories of the departed? This is no way to live. Not for us, nor our children.
I wish that I could. Truly I do. But with living memory shut down, even I cannot restore the system that once afforded us that comfort. You needn't fret, however. I have prepared an alternate solution. All of us shall be made endless. I have created a new system that allows you to transplant your memories directly into an ethereal vessel. One not reliant upon soul cells. This way, you need never again fear death. You may live as you please, and for as long as you like. Our stores of ether are, at present, not sufficient to provide this boon to everyone. But some of you received neo-regulators for the funeral ceremony, did you not? And there are still more we have yet to distribute. 5,000 in all. One day soon, those with neo-regulators will be called to join the Endless, and thence be free of suffering forevermore.
But only 5,000 of us?
You Victral!
The real Sphene would never be content to save only some of her people. Who are you?
I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
Let's return to the back room. I need to calm down, and then we'll talk.
Knew there was something suspicious about those regulators. Don't expect there to be a third in a row. Yeah. I only caught the proclamation from a distance, but I can tell you that the message about the neo-regulators was received with utmost clarity. It couldn't have been Sphene. She should have been destroyed when the Maso terminal shut down. Without a single Alexandrian to bear witness, presented with an identical figure claiming to be the beloved queen, it is no surprise I would choose to believe she's alive. What is troubling, however, is their denial that the funeral was held in her honour. It is as if their memories have been erased. Given that the members of Oblivion remained unaffected, it was like the work of regulators, but by whose design? Someone smart enough to play being the queen for reason. And that, guys, even if someone suspected deception, most of Alexandria would be on her side. We need to find out who she really is. Well, I agree wholeheartedly. We should avoid drawing more attention than we already have. We must be patient until Oblivion's network turns up a lead, or until our self-proclaimed queen makes her move. That might be too late. The point that she makes her move might actually be far too late. I just realised the right. If I rotate this way, I might have been a little bit too close, so sound might have been coming from my headphones into the microphone.
Oh, where am I?
My people? Are they safe? Why am I...
Okay. So there is a definite imposter sphere, and somehow maybe real sphere is in Memory Lost. That is weird, man. I'm not even sure how to think about that. That's just weird. Anyways, I'll probably be attempting to do this more on Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. No, maybe not Wednesday actually. Maybe Tuesday. Maybe Monday, depending on whether or not we're doing V Rising. I think I'm doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday next week, so it would be potentially Monday, Tuesday, Sunday that would be continuing. But either way, that's it for now. Catch you next time. Bye.